Welcome back to Late Entry, your favorite or soon-to-be favorite place for the hottest sports events, the most wild viral topics, and conversations guaranteed to make you laugh. Tonight, we've got Drip God Woo.
What up, though?
We got Baby Jokic.
Hola.
And we got your usual host, Double Dose.
Live from the motherfucking car. What's good?
He out here. And then we got RBF Kyle over here hosting for tonight. Probably will never get the job again, but we're going to give it a go. We're going to get right into it. So, the other night, we saw Nolan's dad and his McNuggets get embarrassed in Game 7. We saw the Lord of Free Throws and his posse of homies just prove that they are better than we all thought.
His posse of homies sounds so racist.
You know, it wasn't. I had something else. And I don't know why it didn't get typed. I just had posse, and I was like, that sounds terrible too. So I doubled down.
Spencer's not even thinking about Caruso.
He's one of the homies. I think Double Dose would consider me one of the homies, right? I'm the same as Caruso. Anyways, I would say that's a fumble by our former MVP to not be able to rally his team. We kind of saw the writing on the wall, them firing their coach as late as they did. We didn't necessarily think they were going to make a deep run, but we also saw that they had a lot of talent. So a little surprising that they couldn't pull through after the rally that they had, in my opinion. But I kind of, I didn't necessarily think that the Thunder was fraudulent. They've been getting lucky, and yeah, they won out. So what do you guys think?
I think that Jokic is still the best player in the NBA. I also think that Russell Westbrook needs to be absolutely moved off of the roster. I think he has been so much negative, even for the positives that he's brought. I don't think he's fitting in with this type of squad, and it's going to be really interesting to see if Denver can get anything in return for him. Or he might be a free agent. I'm not sure exactly where he sits right now.
That's wild, bro. You trying to put this loss on Russ?
No, I'm not putting the loss on him. I just don't think that he's the piece that moves the needle for the Nuggets. I don't think Russ being on this team will ever see Denver in the finals with him playing for them. No, I don't.
So what is the piece that gets them back over the top?
They need. They also need to get rid of that Michael Porter Jr. I think that they just need another star to be riding alongside of Jokic. I don't think Jamal Murray's doing it. He had a couple good games in the playoffs. I don't know. We saw Denver make it there all the way with a lot of that team, but Aaron Gordon has stepped up in a substantial way. Nobody saw him fucking coming out as the clutch guy, making all of his threes, playing lockdown defense at points too. Either way, I think Denver needs a bigger piece, and I think that they can get it. What do you guys think?
I couldn't fucking disagree with almost everything that you've said more, to be honest with you, Nolan. I think that, yeah, Russ is definitely like, I saw a fucking funny post the other day. I forgot who posted it, but they said like, Russ is like the great equalizer. If you're behind by a lot, he'll catch you up. If you're winning by a lot, he'll fucking slow you down. But I feel like he's a nice spark plug. He's a nice spark plug though. When like if you need some energy off the bench, you put Rush in. That's like the fucking nuclear option. Like I feel like he comes in and gives you some work. I don't think that he's the problem with this. I would say two things. It's hard for me to say that the Thunder, because I know I've talked so much shit about the Pacers playing hurt teams, and the Thunder played a demolished fucking Grizzlies team, and then played the Nuggets, and they were hurt. But I don't think that they were frauds because they had the number one seed. They won the most games in the whole NBA during the regular season. But the motherfucking the Nuggets were hurt, bro. Michael Porter Jr., who you're shitting on, literally was out there looking like a fucking bionic man, bro. He couldn't lift his one arm above his fucking head. Still playing. and Aaron Gordon got hurt. Aaron Gordon played Game 7 with a grade 2 fucking hamstring strain. That's insane. I want to give major shout-outs to Aaron Gordon for going out there and still being damn near the second best player on that team. I guess Christian Braun was probably the second best. But I would say the third best player on that team with a fucking grade 2 hamstring strain. That's crazy. Major shout-out to him. But I think that any time that you're playing and you've got your top 5 players, 2 of them are fucking hurt, like, that's not going to be good. And then the other thing is Alex Caruso, dog. I've seen a lot of discourse about him on if he is really that good of a defender or if the fact that because he's a guard locking down Jokic, they're not going to call fouls and he's just fouling the hell out of him the whole game. But either way, I mean, that was one of the biggest things about the whole thing. You put Caruso on Jokic and shut him the fuck down. And then the rest of the team wasn't able to step up, but 2/5 of that team was injured. Like, you know what I mean? And not little injuries, big injuries. So you got Christian Braun popping the fuck off out of nowhere because he's really the person that they were leaving open. You know what I mean? That kind of play and those many injuries are not going to get you past the number 1 seed, in my opinion.
No.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Sorry, Nolan.
Yeah, I agree. Of course, injuries is a part of the game, but let's not act like this team, didn't win a championship not too long ago. Like I said, Jokic is by far still the best player in the league. But like I said, it's hard to overcome injuries. You had a coaching change literally like a week before the playoffs start, and this team still almost made it to the Western Conference Finals. Yes, they caught like a really bad break. MPJ is supposed to be, a spacer for them. Normally a really good 3-point shooter. Just did not have his number of performance and things like that. Even Jamal Murray, this guy's usually, dynamic in the playoffs. He battled his own injuries and things like that. And for Jokic to do what he does on a nightly basis, dropping 60-point triple doubles. Like I said, this team is still one of the best teams in the league. I don't think we should overreact. They took this, arguably the best team in the Western 7 games. And like I said, it was really back and forth. Both teams had some blowout losses and things like that. Like I said, in the day, it's all about matchups. And the Thunder, the young talent just had more energy at the end. And having, the very last game in Oklahoma, who has some of the craziest fans in the NBA, the energy, those guys, they were wound up. They're ready to go. It was actually looking really bad, start the game. Thunder could not make a shot. It was looking like it get out of hand. But like I said, they kept with it, their game plan. Whether Caruso playing some NBA street style defense, pushing, the shoving, and things like that, it was aggressive. But if the referees establish that they're gonna, this is gonna be the kind of game they're gonna play, they're not gonna call things like that. You kind of have to adapt to the flow of the game and things like that. Now, if you want to get kind of crazy, now you kind of mentioned that they need to make some changes, some pieces. There's another guy that's disgruntled in Golden State. What do you think about Kuminga potentially being on this team?
Be hot.
Like I said, I do like the versatility that he brings, because I think he's a lot better player than the Golden State. They don't let him rock out like he should and things like that. I think he could be an interesting piece on many teams. But you could just mention about getting rid of, I think Michael Porter Jr. could definitely get you some good assets and things like that. I do think another alternative to Jamal Murray. I'll still keep Jamal Murray. Like I said, if he's getting older and getting more, worn down, I do think having like another guy that could kind of, loosen up the burden for both Jokic and Jamal would be an interesting piece. But what are you guys' thoughts on that?
Kuminga off of Jamal Murray.
Oh, I don't know about that.
That's terrible. Kuminga and Russ coming off the bench could be crazy dynamic. That could be crazy.
Yeah, that's like a whole second shift, basically. Like, yeah, that can just run your offense for you.
I do think Russell should just be able to rock out with the second unit, give the energy. The days of MVP Russell, just carrying the team, that's not a good thing. But I do think he could at least give you, some energy and some good production just as like a role player.
He's got some fire left in him, that's for sure. And speaking of fire left in you, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that he's accepted his role too, and he's played very, very well within that. Like, he knows that he's not MVP Russ anymore, and I feel like he doesn't from what I've seen from the outside looking in, he doesn't seem like he bitches and moans about coming off the bench. He handles that with pride. He's like, I'm going to come in here and fuck this game up. You know what I mean? Like, I respect the hell out of that. And then I'm not sure if you're going to switch topics or not, but before you do, Toph mentioned the Thunder and like their fan base. I want to say that was incredible, dude. The last 2 games that they had at home with the shirts, dog, and all the fans wore the shirts. So you had game 5? You had blue, white everywhere you look around the stadium. And
so
then
cool.
and then game 7, bro, all blue. You talk about like a hostile environment for someone to play in. If you just look around and everywhere around you is just solid blue wall screaming, that's insane, bro. They really maximized having home court.
They did. No, you're totally right. Yeah, that was so fun to see. Like the fans getting into it, like as you know, a Lions fan with the fan base getting as into it as they are. It's cool to see some basketball fan bases getting into it as religiously as they are. You know, NFL is king. I'll just say that. But anyways, let's get back to basketball. Jalen Brunson and his boys carried on. They beat the Celtics. They are on to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Pacers. I knew it all along. I never had a doubt. No fear over here. I knew they were going to do it. I can't speak for this series. I have no clue what the fuck's going to happen. Anybody?
I'm excited for this, bro. I've been waiting for this moment for the whole fucking playoffs, bro. As long as they don't do some fucking bullshit witch doctor stuff that they've been doing over there and getting all the fucking stars hurt, bro, the Knicks are about to put belt to ass, bro. It might go 6 or 7 games, but I think that the Knicks are going to still like, I don't know. I don't think that we're gonna walk away thinking that this was as close as it was, even if they're able to win a few like home games. I think that the Knicks got this. Absolutely. We're gonna finally
I think, yeah,
we're gonna
you put
finally
the
expose the
starters.
frauds.
That's what you think. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't
Expose
know
the
that they're
frauds.
frauds. Like, I still don't think they're frauds, but I kind of do. Like, I mean, yeah, we can even jump right into this. Like, I kind of do agree that the Knicks are probably going to win the series. I have Thunder versus Knicks in the finals. And I don't know. I see Shai getting it done. I see Brunson getting it done. I see that whole Bridges, like Hart, they are ready. And then you got Cat hitting it from wherever he wants. When he like when crunch time comes, like he's playing like playoff Jimmy this year. I have zero doubt in the Knicks if they stay healthy. But that is the caveat. They gotta stay. All 5 of them have to stay healthy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
go
just
against the grain. I think that
wait.
the
Hold on,
Pacers are gonna get this one for sure.
Nolan, real fast before you go. I just want to clarify because Kyle, you said Shea. You were probably talking about Halliburton, right? You said Shea's going to get it done.
I'm sorry. I was saying on the other side. I thought I was just touching on like my total
His
prediction. I
final.
think Shea's gonna get it done against Ant, and
Oh, okay.
I think that Josh Hart, Brunson, Bridges are too much for Halliburton.
Yeah, and I think that the Pacers are going to take it because they have been playing just phenomenal team ball. Yeah, they got through 2 injured teams right away, but I still don't think that takes away from the fact that they were in the same exact position last year. I think that the team has learned a lot more, and I think that they're really going to be able to get it done, get across that finish line.
I hear you. It's gonna be a fun series.
Do you think Nolan, that the Pacers, if they do get to the finals, do you think they can beat either of the Western teams?
At this point, yes. I think that it's any of the 4 teams for the taking. I think any of these 4 teams can beat each other in any 7-game series. I think it all just comes down to who's being coached better and who's playing better.
Before we
I
move
kind
on,
of agree with that side of that take for sure. I mean, they're all dogs out there at the end of the day at this point.
before we move on, I want to propose a bet to Nolan on the pod, bro. I want one hot sauce shot if
You and your bets. Fuck
Yep,
you.
let's go.
You and your hot sauce, bro.
Let's go, bro. I want one hot sauce shot if the Knicks beat whoever wins the Eastern Conference Finals. I've got the Knicks, you've got the Pacers. Whoever's team loses, that's one hot sauce shot. And if the Pacers win the championship, I'll take 2 hot sauce shots.
I think we need a little more than that. I think we need like a.
Give us
I don't
something,
know.
Kyle. I'm not in on that one. I'm not in on the hot sauce shots.
So you don't believe? You don't believe?
What do you mean I don't believe? I want a better punishment. We can't repeat that stuff.
He was like, I want more creativity. Well, I was gonna say you better like, I don't know, like that thing better be going up your nose or something if they win the championship.
I'll just take an additional one. All he's got on the line is one. No, I'm saying all he's got on the line is one hot sauce shot. I'm saying I'll take 2. Scared. Scared.
I guess.
Scared.
I'm not fighting on
Nolan's
that one.
backing down.
Come up with a better bet on Thursday or Friday, and we'll figure it out.
Well, hey, Tony, let us know in the comments. Our one of our biggest commenters. Let us know what the loser should do.
Well, it's gonna be going by that point already. Just put a fucking smooth little.
You're right.
Just put a smooth little $10 on it then.
I
put a Canada Goose jacket on it now.
Canada Goose. $10, but you owe me a Canada Goose if the Pacers win it all.
Hell nah. Hell nah. $10 either way. I'll put a $5 kicker, and if the Pacers win the whole thing, I'll send you 15.
Fuck no.
Plus a hot shot. Plus a hot sauce shot.
And the hot sauce shot.
No,
plus a hot sauce shot.
No, because there's no
confidence.
But he doesn't have the same stakes, is what I'm saying.
Well, I guess that's true. All right. I still think you should. I mean, he's already had to take one.
We got to table this one and bring it back. The hot sauce is a no-go for me.
Okay, look, yeah, $10 bet on the Eastern
Nolan
Conference.
Was pooping blood for the next 3 days, dude. I had to take him to the hospital.
Look, $10 bet on the
dude.
$10 bet on the Eastern Conference Finals, and I'll pay you an extra $5 if they win the championship.
Sure, let's run with that.
We see it here first.
Let's go.
We got a one-sided shake. All right, we got the shake.
All right.
Next up, we're spinning it to football. I got a hot take about who I think could be one of the next hot quarterbacks in the league. He's already pretty hot. He's not, anybody to sleep on. But I think he's only trending up from here, and he's kind of only shown us that. I did not pull up any of his stats because y'all can go do that yourselves. He has been electrifying in the last few years. Baker Mayfield will be a top 6 quarterback in the next 2 years. I'll say top 5 quarterback in the next 2 years. He had the 1 year he had with McVay, he went and turned his career around and turned it into a franchise position. He got to learn under Stafford for 1 season, another guy that was picked first, counted out, fought through it, ended up winning a Super Bowl with a new team. You can't tell me that Baker is not in a very similar situation right now with Tampa that Matthew Stafford got into, where he got into a good situation with a good team and a good coaching staff and somebody that believed in him. The ceiling is freaking the sun for Baker Mayfield, dude.
The ceiling is the fucking Keys of Florida. He's not going anywhere, bro.
Can I ask Kyle some questions real fast? Look, remember when Kevin Durant said hot take artists are ruining the sport? This is the shit he's talking about, right? Okay, look. So let me ask you a question, right? Baker just lost his offensive coordinator that he had a great season under to go be the new Duval coach, right? So as the top 5 quarterbacks of the league right now, you've got Patrick, in no order, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and there's maybe Jaden McDaniels, maybe Matt Stafford. Oh yeah, Hurts, Super Bowl winner Hurts, right? And then on the fringe, you still got McDaniels and Stafford, right? Which one of those guys is falling off for Baker Mayfield to get on?
Stafford, Hurts, easy. What consistency has Hurts shown us?
2 Super Bowl
As
appearances.
like a consistent
Super Bowl.
two Super Bowl appearances, 1 championship over Mahomes.
Yeah, riding on a run game, dude.
Oh my
I love
god! This is gonna be our next.
I told
clip.
you it was a hot take. I thought it'd be fun.
Spicy as hell, dog.
Baker fucking Mayfield, dude.
Oh, tell
Lock
me
it in.
tripping.
Listen, I about left the podcast after that take. Now, hold on, let me listen. I enjoy a good, hot take. Also, I'm a huge Baker Mayfield fan.
Damn.
This is journey from college to NFL. Like I said, this rookie year, quick with the Browns. Like, I'm a huge Baker fan, but we got to be honest. The quarterback playing in the NFL, like when you think of top 5, that's a very hard list to crack. I mean, you'd even say Justin Herbert's name. Granted, he hasn't had the playoff success, but that guy's talent is undeniable. Hurts, like I said, this guy's won 2 Super Bowls. Now, literally, the Packers are trying desperately to change a rule because of this guy. And you say running game, I mean, Lamar Jackson figured early on, he ran the ball mostly, not, runs to pass and things like that.
Yeah.
But if that's somebody's, they're scared, you can't take that from the quarterback position. All the top 5 quarterbacks are mobile in somewhat shape or form. But yeah, unless Baker Mayfield just goes crazy and at least 2 people in the top 5 just fall off a cliff, lose their legs, there's no way in hell Baker Mayfield is cracking the top 5, unfortunately. But there's just to be seen because, I mean, like you said, Jaden McDaniels, I think he is the next face of the league. Young, charismatic. He plays in a very tough division where you might say all 3 of those teams are somewhat, highly, capable in terms of like coverage. I mean, Dallas is America's team. Eagles really in the Super Bowl all the time. The Giants, that's just New York media and things like that. So some of that has the talent, the skill, charisma, there's excitement. I would say he would be, if you had to pick somebody, that's just like, I don't want to think about it nowhere, but let's just pick a guy that might, crack the top 5 or be face the league. He would be my pick, easily.
Toph, I'm 100% in agreement with you on. I'm 100% in agreement with you, Toph, on everything that you just said about Jaden McDaniels. If anyone's cracking the top 5, it's him. But for you to tell him he's tripping over fucking Baker and then say Justin fucking Herbert, dog, you need to go sit down right next to him.
Whoa. Hold on. Let's rewind that a bit. Where'd you put Herbert? Where would you put Herbert?
Herbert's behind Jared Goff.
Yeah, I put Herbert like 13.
Oh, 13.
12.
Hold on.
Herbert is the greatest quarterback who never did it.
Give me 10 right now. I got it.
No. You're not pulling up stats because I could have done that on Baker and they would have matched. They would have matched Herbert's in the last 2 seasons. I promise. If not, he would have beat him on stats in the last 2 seasons.
10 names right now.
Okay, look, I got you.
No, not you. I want Kyle.
All right.
Let me get 10 names.
Bet.
Give him
Pat
10.
Mahomes.
Yep.
Joe Burrow.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
Jaden McDaniels. Jalen Hurts.
Is this in order or we're just naming?
I mean, it's kind of just my order, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts. It's kind of off the dome. I can't promise it's my order. Then I got Matthew Stafford. This is where it's going to start getting a little tougher. I got Matthew Stafford at 6, right?
I need 4 more.
Wow. Yeah, you do.
This is what I'm saying. You had him at 13.
I mean, I'm putting Jared in there. I'm just making sure that Jared doesn't need to go 8 or 9. So I'll just throw Jared Goff. I got Baker. I got Brock Purdy.
Okay, yeah, I'm out of here now. Yep.
And I got Dak Prescott.
Y'all got 3 minutes the rest of this. This is crazy.
Oh,
This is crazy.
Yeah, all right. Maybe he's top 10. Maybe he's top 10.
There we go.
But He ain't
To
top
say
5.
13, that's the part that really got me tight. Ain't no way he's 13.
I said 12, maybe 13. Yeah, I probably should have.
There was
Could've
10
tried to
teams
sneak in
in the
two,
draft that probably needed a quarterback. For you to say he was not top 10, that's the part that was crazy.
I've got more. I think fucking Bo Nix is probably better than Justin Herbert.
Nope.
Whoa.
Wait, I like
I was
Bo
not
Nix.
throwing anybody in there that hasn't had a couple of seasons.
Yeah,
Like
there
I
we
was
go.
like
CJ
you got
Stroud?
to give these people some time.
CJ Stroud?
Yeah, who had a bad year too. I'm not putting CJ Stroud in there.
I don't think I could put. I think CJ's trending up, but I do put aspect of just like years played. Because like I said, you
gotta
let's say
go off
RG3 is rookie year, we probably put it after year
Well,
2.
hold
He
on.
never played again.
Well, hold on a second,
I
right?
do,
Because
go ahead.
Justin Herbert has had more seasons and been asked for longer.
He hasn't been
Was
asked
he bad
though.
or was his team bad? In
He
totality,
hasn't been asked. He was asked this year. He was asked this year under Harbaugh.
What has Justin Herbert accomplished?
Well, hold on.
Rookie of the year.
I mean, he's made the playoffs. His record is not great. Well, let's see. If we would have put Herbert in the NFC, get him with the AFC, like a lot of guys can't do in the AFC because you got so many.
Man.
I'm literally asking. We asked the same question about people in the NBA. We said, okay, if you're in the West, let's look at the NFC, or not NFC. The East. It's the same thing in terms of Herbert's talent and things like that. Like I said, I'm no way I'm saying he's top 5, but I think talent and what he's done, accomplishment, stats, things like that, I would at least put him 12. Maybe not top 10, but I don't think he's 13. I think he's a really good quarterback. And
I'm sorry. I said 13 and you said he's 12. I'm so sorry.
I can run through my little top 10 right if you want to hear it, but I think it's crazy to. Well, first, I'm not putting him over Stafford either. That's besides the point. Right now, I'm not. Stafford's old. I don't think Stafford was all that, to be honest. That's my take.
Super Bowl champions Matt Stafford. Kyle and Toph, did you guys smoke crack together before this podcast started?
I wish.
Other than winning Rookie of the Year, well, he had 2 winning seasons for the Lions. I mean, you could say he was on the perfect storm. Joined McVay, had a really good team built around him. Like I said, he got 1 Super Bowl ring. There's a lot of guys that run good teams that got a Super Bowl ring as well.
They were 2 minutes away from facing the Commanders in the NFC Championship.
I said what I said, and I stand by what I said. So you can say all that, but I'm an eye test person. I don't care about almost winning. Me, I'm picking Herbert over Stafford right now. First of all,
right, almost winning, and so you're taking Herbert. Right, okay.
I'm taking Herbert, Kyle, and you can't change my mind. So
no
take
one
the
talking
drink. Move the next topic. We could go on.
No one talking.
I decided to do a little bit of homework. There's a quarterback that had more passing yards than Justin Herbert last year, and he's notorious for being washed and old. Do you know who that man is?
You said last year?
It is Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my god.
Do you know that Sam Darnold is more accomplished than Justin Herbert?
Oh no, we're not doing that. Nope, we're not doing that.
Hold up.
We're not doing that.
No. Yeah,
I said more accomplished. I said more accomplished.
How is it more accomplished?
What has he done that Herbert hasn't?
1 playoff games?
Sam Darnold hasn't won a playoff game?
You're so right. He lost that game. Yeah. I'm tripping. I'm big tripping. My bad.
Yeah, you out of pocket.
Hey, whoa. Hey, I can admit that I fucked up. Y'all two still on some crazy shit.
we got to get you back in your house. You in the
Baker Mayfield for MVP.
You got some people in your car right now. That's crazy.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, we didn't even say Jordan Love.
I knew that would get shit going. I knew I would get y'all going. That was fun.
What'd you say, Toph?
So we even say Jordan's Love name. You want to talk about some of the throwing, accomplishments, good stats. We didn't even say his name either.
I've got him right behind.
Yeah, someone who's hucking it up into pressure. Yeah. Go ahead.
Jordan Love over Justin Herbert.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
What about Kyler Murray?
I would put Jordan Love at the bottom half.
That's crazy. But all right.
You just hate Green Bay.
He does.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm RBF really Kyle, bitch.
This should be a no-brainer. Herbert or Trevor Lawrence?
Herbert.
Oh, Herbert all day.
Okay, all right, just
Herbert
making
all
sure.
day.
I mean, you kind of say they about one of the same.
Only
When they talk about
because.
accomplishments and everything.
Hey, look, only because the only person who's been more fucking disappointing than Justin Herbert is Trevor Lawrence.
That's true. Well, I'd say Lawrence is a whole lot more than Herbert, but they're about, you thought he was going to be a generational player. He's not showed it whatsoever.
Yeah, nigga, Justin
No, he
Herbert.
is not.
Yeah, bro, Trevor Lawrence has been shit, and fucking Justin Herbert's been the toilet paper you wipe your ass with. They're both in the toilet together.
Oh my god.
Okay, is
They're
is
both
this
in
a
the
make or
toilet
break
together.
year for Trevor Lawrence? He's got T. Hunter, BT Jr., and let's say a more better coaching situation. He's had a tough break with my guy Urban Meyer. I can't excuse what he did in the NFL, but he has had a rough break in coaching and things like that. So hopefully he gets it on the right track. I guess you can't really get no worse than what's going on. So
Right. His team's moving to London in 5 years. Like he's in a horrible position.
honestly, he might have been better if they just fully moved to London.
Bro, we
I
gotta
don't think
get a
he loses in
compilation. If
London.
this actually happens, we gotta get a compilation of all the times Nolan says it because it's gonna go so hard. Oh shit! All right. On that note, speaking of Nolan, Caleb Williams almost opted out of the NFL draft. Apparently, he apparently wanted to go to the UFL instead for a little bit, but decided to stay with the with staying eligible for the NFL draft, and he got drafted by the Bears as expected. His dad came out with it. His team came out with it. I think we talked a little bit on it, how they were like trying to tell him like, do you want to deny this? And he was like, nah. But they're trending upwards. They're starting to take care of him, and he wants to be there apparently. So yeah, a lot of buzz has been going around about Caleb and if he really wanted to be with the Bears because they are such a freaking cursed organization and they suck so bad. Nolan, I'll pass it to you.
I think that this was the perfect off-season story to drop for everybody in the NFC North. It has been magical. Everybody can just join in unison and being like, holy shit, the Bears are such a terrible organization. We are allowed to make fun of their quarterback, their owners, their fucking new head coach. Anybody who wants to join that team doesn't really want to be there. And it is fucking amazing.
It's amazing because it's not us for once.
Oh my god, it feels so good to just be able to pull that card out. Yeah, your quarterback didn't even want to get fucking drafted to you guys. That's how bad you are. Holy shit. I'm so happy as a Lions fan. I hope that we get many more of these situations in the future with the Bears.
We got two stone cold faces coming against us. Spence, Toph, what do you guys have to say?
I'll let Spence go first.
Hey, look, all I can say is when you're up, and you get to talk your shit. So I guess this is the situation that we're in right now. Anybody else could turn around and say the same shit to us, bro. Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson both fucking retired early because we were fucking terrible.
Rob Gronkowski did. I didn't
Rob
take it
Gronkowski
personal.
faked his retirement to not be a Lion.
Yeah, so I'm just saying,
I
like,
know.
what the fuck are we doing? We're the last organization that has room to fucking talk about this. But, like I said, when you're up, and right now we're up, and they still fucking suck, so let the chopper sing, Nolan.
Ryan pulls his ass. All right, I'm good. I'm good now.
Ben Johnson doesn't know how to coach a football team.
Whoa! That
is so crazy. I don't like the Ben Johnson
definitely clip
that was obviously a joke. He fucking led our team the last 2 years.
No, yeah, I know. No, he knows how to. Can he be a head coach for long term? We'll see.
Now, if this was the NBA, that move might have worked. NFL, not gonna work and things like that. I totally get it. Further, I mean, you could kind of say it's kind of what Deion Sanders did for his own son. Of course, you're going to want what's best for your own child. If you see, a long history of a franchise over a decade of, bad quarterback play, mismanagement, things like that, of course, you're going to be like, oof, I don't know about this one. Because I think he could have literally stayed one more year in college and maybe got to better, situation. But at the same time, you could probably say the Commanders, they had, God, who knows what going on in their organization, with their owners and things like that. Like I said, you just need the right people in the right positions to turn a franchise around. It's not going to happen overnight, but you have to make your sudden changes, piece by piece. When you got a really good talented quarterback, of course you're always going to want an offensive minded head coach. We've seen that, over time that, how much it can use for development, things like that. Yes, I get it, but at the same time, the NFL is a privilege. You know, you can't really control where you're going to go and things like that. When you go in that team, you got to make what's best for a situation. You know, if you do good, things don't work out, you could not take your contract. You just play that out and said, all right, I want to go somewhere else. Like, I get it, but at the same time, the NFL's a privilege. Where you get drafted, you got to make what's best of it.
And being
Go
number
get your
one
millions
overall,
and get paid.
and being number one overall is the highest privilege. And if you are number one, you're going to a shitty team. So,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, there
basically,
was the
yeah.
situation, I do want to push back a little bit, where Eli Manning's dad was like, hell no, he ain't going there. I can't even remember what team it was, but
Chargers.
there we go. And just to touch on the other point about the Commanders, they completely cleaned house from the top down, like owners and everything.
Yep.
The Bears have been in that exact same ownership position for what, like 25, 30 years? It's been crazy. And there hasn't been any development there. And I don't want to see the Bears come back and do well. I just love having the ammo against them, honestly. I'm going to take it from the top, like Spencer said, and keep shooting down on them.
Yeah, that's fair. And I'll give the Bears a little bit of credit because they have been putting the pieces together, especially since Ben got there. They've been building the O-line. They drafted a good tight end. Like, they're doing things the right way. I think they drafted a running back as well. Like, they're trying to do things and build it the same way that every good culture is built, and build it from the line onward. And that's exactly what Caleb needed. He needed more protection. He needed more time to be able to cook his magic. So we'll see.
Nolan, do you realize that the Lions are literally the blueprint for the Bears? We were in the exact same boat. You're talking about like the McCaskies and how much they fucking sucked. 5 years ago, everyone was begging Martha Ford to sell. Like, you just got to get the right people in
If
there.
Sheila didn't hand it over to Chris
reins.
Spielman, we'd all be begging for them to sell still.
No, I guess what I'm trying to say is that all it takes is getting the
Martha
right
handed off
people
the
in
reins
there.
to her daughter.
Well, that's what I mean. If Martha didn't hand it over to Sheila, who handed it over to Chris Spielman as president, a former Lion who wanted to build a culture the right way, who helped her hire Dan, who helped her hire Brad, who helped bring in this culture, we would be bitching about the same things. 100%. I agree with Spencer on that.
Dude, the Bears owners are still fighting over what fucking stadium they're going to be playing in 2 years.
Yo,
right.
I understand. I kind of understand now why it's such a big deal and they want to move that shit. I was just downtown yesterday, 2 days ago, at Shed Aquarium, and there was a Beyonce concert at fucking Soldier Field. Bro, the parking down there is fucked, nigga. You get down there, you get trapped. You gotta walk like 2 miles to get away from the stadium to call an Uber. There's no parking lots, nothing like that. It is fucked up, dog. So I'm now understanding. I've seen it firsthand, like why they want to move that shit out of there, because it is very hard to get in and out of.
Are they trying to get out of the city?
Yeah, they want to go to
moving it
Arlington.
onto the water.
Oh, okay.
I thought they were moving it onto the water.
The initial plan that they were talking about was Arlington.
Oh, they already scrapped it.
I think so. I'm not entirely sure. I don't give a fuck about the Bears.
I just live around.
Anyways,
real
sorry,
quick.
Go ahead.
No, real quick. I'm not sure if this is the next topic you have, and if I am, sorry for jumping the gun. While we're talking about fucking rubbing dirt on fucking teams that we fucking hate, I want to talk my shit about the motherfucking San Francisco 49ers, who I absolutely despise. Least favorite team in the fucking NFL. Fuck the Niners. And y'all just paid Brock Purdy the fucking highest per year, and he is not fucking worth that. Congratulations. Welcome to fucking salary cap hell. Y'all niggas gonna burn forever.
I love the rant.
I ain't gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Oh yeah, Mr. Brock Purdy fan.
Purdy in their top team.
Yeah. Kyle's a big Purdy fan. He thinks it's worth it.
I don't necessarily think the number's worth it. I think keeping Purdy's worth it, and that's where the market is. So
If you don't got a choice, you got to pay him that.
yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do as the 49ers? I am
Aaron
a
Rodgers.
reformed 49ers fan. I have a 49ers card that I bought, or not bought, but like ordered from my bank, from
Your
like
debit card?
2017. Yeah, a debit card from like 2017, and I have big X's over them that I drew right before the NFC Championship, and it wasn't enough. But no, I'm a Shanahan fan. I was a Jimmy G fan back in the day. Yeah. So I guess that Shanahan tree just like got to me, and the Lions sucked. So it was something to root for. But I no longer give a fuck about that organization, and I want them to burn and lose every game for all of eternity. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, Joe Montana. If you would come on the podcast, that'd be great though.
They've stopped too many fucking Packers teams and a Lions team, and have hurt my feelings far too many times. I want nothing but fucking pain and the opposite of prosperity for them.
Cowboys dreams as well too.
Yes,
Fuck the
sir.
Cowboys.
Fuck
I don't
the
feel
Cowboys.
Always fuck the Cowboys. Always
If you're a
drop
Cowboys
the-
fan, you can
Mine
still
has stopped a lot
subscribe.
of
Never
people.
mind. We need the numbers.
I just want to get that off my chest, though. Back to you, Kyle.
Yeah, no, you're good. I appreciate that. Thank you for taking us on
Yeah,
that
a lot
ride.
of NFL hate today.
So we're gonna jump back to
The
basketball.
fucking spite episode.
It is. It's a whole lot of hate. We're all airing our grievances
Therapy
out.
session over here.
As
Yeah,
we get into some even more hateful shit.
we have a new segment called Late Therapy.
Might be a new fan.
So the Indiana Fever went in and put the belt to ass to the Chicago Sky on the season opener for the WNBA. Caitlin Clark got a triple-double that was definitely fed to her by her coach, who let her go in the game when they were already up by like 30 points and get her last few rebounds. But good for Caitlin getting that triple-double. Angel Reese had a solid game, but obviously everybody spun it to that she sucks, and I can't disagree too much in the sense of, people comparing her to Caitlin. That being said, I don't think she's a terrible WNBA player. I just think that she's kind of set herself up into this position of being compared to somebody who's going to be, the female Steph Curry, and somebody that's going to just like step up at the letters and just shoot in front of you. You're not going to compare an inside, like a decent inside power forward isn't going to compare to somebody that's like a spot shooter on the outside, in my opinion, like points wise and stats wise and to the eye test, So she's fighting a losing battle, and she's not helping herself by like making the rivalry more and more real. Anybody have any thoughts?
I'll go last.
All right, I'll type in next. Unfortunately, because I know you brought up rivalry, which the media and the whole world's kind of pinned them against each other. They matched up twice in the I don't know what you want to call it, women's college basketball playoffs. I don't know what it's called exactly. Angel Reese kind of got the first crack at it. Caitlin Clark was getting her John Cena impression that you can't see me, and they matched up, and Reese gave her that work. She stole, I don't know what you call it, her signature move and things like that. Then kind of, reversed the script, and everybody's kind of, pointing fingers, at the angry black lady, coming off as arrogant, things like that. And then Caitlin Clark just kind of get the, the good side, things like that, but he kind of feels bad. He says she should be, it's just happy where she's at. You don't got to rub in people's face and things like that. And Caitlin Clark came out of her revenge tour, put her own belt to ass, things like that. And it's kind of taking over and things like that. So they're always going to be linked together in their careers because they've matched up so much in college. And then, when they got to the draft, same time they get the same draft, things like that. So they'll forever be linked. If it's a true rivalry, I mean, they play different positions and things like that. So it's kind of hard to consider it a rivalry, but it is nonetheless, just because they're two are just so matched together and things like that. Now, I personally do think that whether if it's jealousy or just like a changing of the guard, Caitlin Clark did get her ass beat, last year and things like that. She was getting body slammed, things like that. Like I said, I'll be honest, I didn't watch the WNBA that much, beforehand, things like that. It wasn't until we got the Paige Beckers, Juju Watkins, and all these kind of more, I don't know if you want to say they're more covered now in today's media. They kind of get more eyes and things like that. So we all kind of get more accustomed to seeing these players and things like that. But when you got somebody with her talent and skill, some people are gonna feel some kind of way that now all of a sudden she came out of nowhere. She's getting all these endorsements, things like that, and kind of I guess stealing the spotlight from the other players and things like that. Like I said, I'm not gonna hate on Angel Reese. I think she is a good player. Like I said, she's a different style than Caitlin Clark. She's kind of more, power forward, centerish. She gets a lot of rebounds. I know she gets, a lot of memes about, getting her own miss layups and things like that. No, like I said, I think it's just something we're going to kind of notice their whole career. Whether if they don't like each other or not, every time they match up, there's always some kind of, something going on. Some good physical basketball and things like that, which I think is good for the game. It creates more excitement and just kind of like more coverage for it and things like that.
Yeah, and in a crazy, I don't think I've seen, and I mean, obviously I wasn't alive for this, but I don't think in my lifetime I've seen two players linked closer together than Magic and Larry. And there's a part of it that does come down to race, like you guys have said. Like there are people that definitely take it there. I definitely try to be as unbiased as I can with like their skill levels, and like you just said, it like I try to assess that they're different positions, and like yeah, it's not going to ever be 1-to-1, but they have put this kind of forever
attachment between them.
Attachment on each other. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the rivalry is really great for the WNBA. I think it draws a ton of eyes to the sport. So I do give them props for at least setting up in that perspective. I do think it's entirely lopsided. I do think Caitlin Clark is a way better player than Angel Reese is. I think that she has been snubbed in the past for being that young new player in the league like that. Obviously, Toph mentioned how she was getting bodied all last year, people guarding her face up in the All-Star game full court. It's like, come on, what are we doing here? Do we not want to let these players actually try to enjoy the game, develop it together? But it seems like the rivalry is really what is driving the game at this point. And I'm not mad about it. I think that Angel Reese plays a very good basketball game. I think that she's not as bad as people make her out to be. She definitely has a lot to work on to try to get to that all-star, superstar level in the WNBA as a player. She's already there as a media member, which is part of the crazy thing about it, which drives a ton of this discourse. And I think that that reason is mainly why it gets so hostile online and why we see people coming out with these crazy ass racist remarks, because Angel is not afraid to go out there, put her voice out, and Caitlin Clark is just backing it up with fucking hoops. And that's where I think a lot of this comes from, honestly.
I'm disgusted that we're literally one game into the season and we're already back to the same old shit. The Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese whole fucking environment is continuing to be the most unnecessarily toxic shit in all of sports, and it's absolute fucking lunatics on both sides of this shit. And that's what makes it even crazier. Sometimes it's like, all right, one person has a bad fan base, but both of the fucking fans for these players are absolutely just some of the worst fucking sports fans I've ever seen before. A
I don't even
lot
think they're
of
sports fans.
well, yeah, so that's part of what I'm going to get into with it. So like but before I continue down to the rest of the stuff, there is absolutely no denying the fucking fact that a lot of the fucking hate that Angel Reese gets is due to the fact that she is a fucking very fucking full of herself, confident black woman. And it drives people the fuck crazy, but not just because she's just doing it in general, but because she did it to America's sweetheart, Caitlin Clark. That is an undoubtedly like that is absolutely a fact, at least in my mind, and I believe it's a fact. Period. And she's gotten hate from that from the beginning because players talking shit is literally part of every fucking sports game of all time. In the NFL, we love some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like Josh Norman, OBJ, that shit was fantastic, bro. I want to see more of that. Crabtree and Aqib Talib, run me some more of that too. Like I want to see the players talk shit. But because she did this to Caitlin Clark on the national stage, people have hated her for that ever fucking since. And big people with big voices have done that too. Someone had just reposted this. Fucking I forgot the guy's name. The fucking president of Barstool. He had fucking posted something about
Dave Portnoy?
Dave Portnoy, bro. He had posted something about the fact that if I believe him quoting him correctly, that Angel Reese is a disrespectful piece of shit. That is a crazy thing for somebody to fucking say. Over you fucking doing the ring gesture in her face? That's nuts. Now, that being said, that's the fucking Caitlin Clark fucking supporters, or not even the Caitlin Clark supporters, the people that post up Caitlin Clark, raise her up so they can hate on Angel Reese. The other fucking side of this is the fucking people that like you are also either not sports fans and are just riding for Angel Reese because she's fucking black, or new sports fans. But I'm seeing crazy, stupid ass fucking takes on the other side. Like motherfuckers are tweeting about how like Angel Reese for her own peace should just never play against the Fever again. That she should just sit out and not go, or that the Fever or the Sky should just fucking collectively boycott and just forfeit every game against them. What the fuck are you people talking about? Have you ever watched sports before? I would have liked to fucking see, and if it is racist like they're fucking talking about, deal with the fucking racist fucking fans. But imagine fucking telling Jackie Robinson, like, oh, for your own personal peace, you should just fucking sit the game out and not play it. Like, what the fuck are we doing here, dog? It's sports. There's gonna be shitty fucking fans on both fucking sides. And if they're fucking really doing some racist crazy shit, we're gonna deal with that. But what are you doing giving a professional athlete the fucking advice that for your own personal peace, you should sit out a fucking game? That is just bullshit, and clearly you don't fucking know sports. So that's just the outside toxicity of it. Now, Angel Reese has really, like, she's got a spotlight on her, right? Because lots of athletes say stupid shit sometimes, and you're allowed to be like, okay, well, they said some stupid shit, and then we move on. Like, the fact that Angel Reese, it seemed like, especially last year, wanted to tell you how good she was. Like, the comment where she was like, you know, a lot of people watch it, and it's not just for Caitlyn. They're watching it for other people, too, like me. That wasn't a great fucking look. Because people that are really good and really like that, they don't have to tell you about that. We see it. Like Caitlyn Clark. But the magnifying glass is on her so much more now because everyone's looking for a reason to fucking tear her ass down. So then it fucking compounds. And then getting to the game that just happened, the fucking foul that caused the whole shit, it's really hard to tell because there's two different camera angles that look wild. If you see it from like the front, it looks like Caitlin Clark fucking swatted at the fucking ball. Angel Reese flopped and then got up and wanted to fight. If you see it from the side camera angle, it 100% looks like Caitlin Clark shoved the shit out of her. And I'm not sure which one of those is the fucking truth, but they look very different. I can't believe that there's a possibility that two things look more different and they're both on tape. One looks like a regular fucking foul. She's just reaching for the fucking ball, not getting the fucking ball. We're going to pull your hand down, make sure you can't go to the rim for an open layup. The other one looks like she fucking took two hands and knocked her ass on the ground. I'm not sure what fucking happened. What I do know is that it was called a flagrant foul, and you've seen lots of times in the NBA where if someone gets flagrant fouled, that shit might stir some emotions. You might pop up and want to go back at that player's face. And then I've also fucking know that last season when Kennedy Carter knocked Caitlin Clark down to the fucking ground, Angel Reese was fucking cheering for it. So at the end of the day, I think the two girls are just playing fucking basketball, and they're fucking competing hard, and the shit happens between the fucking lines. Nobody did anything egregious. And the fucking outside fucking fans on both sides are making this a fucking nasty, toxic place. And there's not really room for it on either side of this. Let the two motherfuckers play ball and let's see what happens.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's the point I was trying to make at the start was like, we're just going to let them play. This is such an early rivalry. It's going to be linked together. I was just stating who I think is better right now. And I also didn't really even, I mean, and I'm not trying to just sit here and defend myself, but like,
Oh, this
there
wasn't
are
at you.
people out there that are no, I know, and you're coming at the people and the general public and the people that don't pay attention, and I see that too, is just like a whole bunch of hate, and I have to like decipher that. Even the video that's served to me, I'm like, oh fuck, this is an Angel Reese hate video. I need to click off of it, like because I'm gonna fucking fall into exactly what they want you to fall into, because they're just like, look at how bad her jump shot is, or look at how bad this play went. And there's like, if you actually watch the highlights of any of her games, like she does have good plays. There are times where she's predictable. There's things that I like Nolan said, that she can improve on. There's things that Caitlin can improve on. Like even some of Caitlin's great passes they were showing last night. Like, and I know we watched the NBA a lot, so like we have that filter to go off of. But like, I'm like, she's telegraphing the shit out of where she's sending this pass. But like, I don't know, she was still getting it there. So it's just like everybody has an improvement, no matter how, like what phase of the game you are, what type of game you play. Like, and they are so young. Like the time will tell what's gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, I think it's good for the game, kind of like Nolan said, that this is happening, and there is a lot of toxic bullshit that comes out of it, and a lot of people that have no grounds to their opinions, and that's going to happen with anybody. That's happening with me talking about Brock Purdy. So, everybody's got some wild takes.
One thing I do want to say about this still too, I agree with a few things that you said, Kyle. Buck and I had talked before last season about how, yes, their rivalry really resembles the Larry Bird Magic Johnson one. Now, I don't think that Angel's skill level currently puts her in the conversation with the other three. I don't believe that there's any fucking objective fucking sports fan in the world who believes that Angel Reese is as good as Caitlin Clark. They also don't play the same position. But yes, Caitlin Clark is definitely like up in the upper tier of that. Angel Reese is a fucking second-year player who's taken her lumps in the WNBA and is going to be getting better. And if they didn't play in college, there would be no reason that someone at Angel's skill level is getting this much coverage. But they are. And like you and I think Nolan both said, this shit is great for the league. It's great for the league that we have two players that draw so many eyes, and every time that they have a matchup, it's must-watch TV. Like, no matter what you're doing, you're going to want to see, oh shit, what's going to happen this time? Let's turn this on and see them compete against each other. That's great for the W. And I'm happy for them for that. I just would like to see, and I don't know how much, I haven't had a full chance to really dive into this and listen to, like, I guess there's like videos and stuff like that about if there's racist remarks being said or not by the Fever fans. If that's true, there's no place for that in sports. They need to get that shit taken care of. Racism aside, all of the discussion and the discourse and pitting the two of them against each other, it's very, very good for the league, and hopefully this is going to continue to draw eyeballs to it.
Amen.
I do have an answer to Spencer's earlier comment. Caitlin Clark shoved the shit out of Angel Reese there. Completely shoved the shit out of her.
Yeah, because when you split the two different, like I heard that too, but I only saw like the back one where it kind of looked like a little bit of a flop. But I heard that like a different angle looks completely different, so I have to watch that one for myself.
I also saw the flop, but
yeah, there's two different ones. I'll have to send them to you guys off screen, but there's two of them, and the first one that I saw it looked like a flop. It looked hard like a flop, but there is another angle that I have seen, and it looks like a very egregious shove.
Yep.
And it was ruled a flagrant foul.
Right, yeah, she definitely shoved the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Definitely shoved her. I think there was a flop at the end of like the arms flailing, but that's typical basketball shit. You see that every time somebody gets pushed.
Okay, yeah, I just saw that angle. Okay, yeah, that did look like a push.
It was a good shove.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson did that the whole first series against the Pistons.
After it too.
That added flop.
Yeah,
he'd get pushed and then
he'd at the end there moving that fucking.
We lost Spencer visually. Where you
I'm still here.
Hey.
He's still here spiritually.
You're not gonna let me do my closeout, bro?
I'm
you let me host and then you leave early?
I'm still here.
What the hell is that?
My phone said it was low on storage out of nowhere, so I had to delete that real quick so we get this, so we can get the episode through.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. I hope I did a decent job filling in for Double Dose. This has been another episode of Late Entry. We got Drip God Woo, we got Nolan, we got Double Dose, and we got RBF Kyle signing out. Peace.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, motherfuckers.
Comment.